This topic links to the IB Higher Level Option 7 Statistics topic, and specifically to do with students' t-distribution. What we see on the screen here at the moment, the red dotted line, is the normal distribution, the standard normal with mean 0 and standard deviation 1. And at the moment the blue curve is showing the t-distribution with 1 degree of freedom. Now, as we change the number of degrees of freedom, we can very quickly see that as the number of degrees of freedom increase, the t-distribution gets closer and closer and closer to the standard normal distribution. It's limited to 50 here, but obviously this graph can go on. But I think it's important for students to see just how similar these two distributions are at high values of degrees of freedom, and how they fundamentally change at very low values of degrees of freedom. And you can talk to students about, if the centre of the distribution is dropping, why does it seem to flare out at either side? And if we're aware that the sum of the area, the area under the graphs should remain constant at 1 because it's a valid probability distribution, it now makes sense. But this whole idea of it splaying out to the side is one explanation behind the use of this t-distribution, because the standard deviation is being estimated from the sample, and therefore is not quite as tightly wrapped around the mean as we might like it to be, especially with small degrees of freedom, which tend to come from small sample sizes. You have a larger sample size, your standard deviation estimate can be that little bit more reliable. We're done.